tonight on News 5 Live. Exhibit keeper charged with 10 counts of negligent harm. Opposition leader calls for the resignation of Minister Musa and Compol Williams over the edible mishap. The third murder in 2 days in the police district. The victim was gunned down just a few feet away from his home. And on the bright side, we'll introduce you to a family fighting to save their daughter's life. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
The hottest deals and offers at this year's National Agriculture and Trade Show can only be found at the Digi booth on April 29th and 30th. Make the switch to Digi and save up to $270 on the Samsung A04E. Or make the switch and sign up for a mobile postpaid plan and get the Samsung A04S for only $1. Yes! $1. Now is the time to bundle and save. Sign up or upgrade to a Digi One bundle package and get up to $50 off for 4 months. Plus, get a coupon for $50 off the purchase of any device. Sign up for Digi TV, download and register for Digi Wallet, and take advantage of our double and triple top-up offers only at the Agric Showgrounds. You get a chance to win a 55-inch TV each day, lots of Digi Wallet cash, free Digi One services, and more when you shop with Digi at Agric 2023. Come see us. Booth opens from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit livedigi.com/Agric 2023 for more details.
Watch The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. exclusively on Channel 5 Belize. The Truth of God with Pastor Gino Jennings every Sunday at 8 a.m. on Channel 5 Belize.
It's good to keep the environment clean. BSWAMA, step up the pace. They're going places to manage your ways. So make we stand and make well sure. No garbage left on the seashore. The whole of Belize we stay clean, cause we know say worth much more. We have pretty environment. So when you see the garbage on the ground, go off me and just bag it on.
Cleanliness has always been second nature to us. So let's work together to keep our surroundings beautiful and healthy.
No garbage in it.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benqueviejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway, from Roaring Creek to Esperanza, has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times, and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening. Welcome to News 5 Live for Friday, April 28th. I am Annalena Polonio. There is major development in the case of the weed-laced candies that hospitalized several children on Tuesday. National Exhibit Keeper for the Belize Police Department, Mario Bustillos, has been charged with 10 counts of negligent harm in relation to the minors who were hospitalized after they ingested candy laced with weed. Just before 2 p.m. today, police officers attached to the Crimes Investigation Branch escorted the 38-year-old Orange Walk resident to the Magistrates Court in Belize City, where he appeared before Magistrate Denison Manon and was read the charges. Bustillos was represented by attorney Darrell Bradley, who says that his client claims that the items which were deposited in the exhibit room were unlabeled and appeared to be garbage left there for about 3 weeks. But the police believe that the negligence of Bustillos' actions by not following protocol and the improper disposal of the items is what led to the drug-laced candy making its way to the streets and eventually consumed by the minors. In court today, Bustillos pled not guilty to all 10 counts. Prosecutor ASP Dervin Sambola had no objection to bail. On Thursday, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams, during an interview with the media, alluded to a breakdown in communication and that the exhibit keeper may have been negligent.
Clearly, all indications is saying that a person on his own accord did something without following the procedure that is in place. Now, had the exhibit keeper followed the process, i.e., contact his commander, Ms. Elwington, to say to her, we have some items here that is really and truly having the exhibit room smelling bad. I would like to seek your permission to have these items discarded. Alifa would have then wrote to me as the commissioner and say, the exhibit keeper is saying XYZ in respect to XYZ. We seek your permission if we can have the items disposed of. I would have sent the team from Benapan to go and inspect the items to make sure that these items are not subject to any investigation, active investigation, or matter before the court. And if I were to be advised that the matter involving these items were still active, I would have said no. If I were to find out that the matter would have been closed and there was no use for them, then I would have said to dispose of them and would have guided them in terms of how to dispose of it. The thing is doing, the exhibit keeper is not an amateur. He has been there for a number of years. He knows the process, and that is what angers me, right? He knows. And when you know the process and you don't follow the process and things like this happen, then you have to be held accountable.
So what happens with him now, with that exhibit keeper now, sir? Goes before a tribunal? What happens with that process?
Well, the exhibit keeper is not disciplined by the commissioner because he's a civilian. But I have directed an investigation, a criminal investigation, to look to see at two possibilities. One would be perverting the course of justice, because the fact that these garments were there and there was an active investigation, by him disposing of them, he certainly had perverted the course of justice. But to say pervert the course of justice, it requires that there be some element of intent, that he would have had to intend to pervert the course of justice. From his explanation, it doesn't seem that way. So the next option is to see whether or not he can be charged for causing harm by negligence. Because now, through his negligent conduct, by not following the process, he caused harm to a number of persons. With negligence, all we need to prove was that his conduct was negligent, and that would be sufficient for a conviction.
Bail was offered to Bustillos in the sum of $7,000 plus 2 sureties of $3,500 each. He is to report to the Orange Walk police station every Monday and is not to come within 100 feet of any of the victims or prosecution witnesses. He is not to leave the jurisdiction without permission from the court. Compol Chester Williams confirmed with the media on Thursday that Akeem Gamboa, who imported the edibles, has been dismissed from the Belize Police Department. While the exhibit keeper will have his day in court over his alleged involvement in exposing the edibles back to the public, today leader of the opposition, Moses Shine Barrow, told reporters that he hopes that the Ministry of Education would now implement measures to ensure that children are never exposed through the school setting to illegal drugs, and that an incident like what happened this week when the children got sick at school and had to be hospitalized would not recur. And as far as his support for the marijuana bill, Barrow explained why this incident does not change his position.
It is a travesty, and along with the opposition, we call on the Ministry of Education to do more to put in place measures where this could never be repeated. They definitely need to analyze and scrutinize to see what breaches took place so that that would never happen again. But it all leads back to the police department. So here you have a shipment of narcotics that was sent to a police officer, Gamboa, and then I understand it was thrown away, and then somebody took it and then sold it, not knowing what they were selling. It really is a travesty, and the interconnection is what is even more tragic. So I really do hope that the Ministry of Education will do more to make sure that measures are put in place so that this could never happen again. I'm not sure that you can equate that incident with the legalization of marijuana. It could be argued that if marijuana was legal, you would be able to better control the usage and the disbursement of a legal product. So you wouldn't have Officer Gamboa, and I'm speaking about Junior. I don't want people to confuse with the father. So it could be argued that that's why you legalize it, so you could control it. And you won't have these instances in the black market.
Cabinet has received a full update on the cannabis candies that affected several Belize City primary school students. Cabinet has urged the Minister of Home Affairs, Karim Musa, to exert all possible efforts to ensure that those responsible for the incident are brought to justice. The discussion of the tainted candy incident led the Cabinet to take further action by reviewing the food and beverage offerings of vendors located near school campuses. In collaboration with educational institutions, the Ministry of Education has pledged to promote healthier food choices and better access to nutritious options for students through the Healthy Start Food Program. Today on Open Your Eyes, the director of the National Drug Abuse Control Council, Esner Veas, said that all stakeholders must be vigilant.
The schools also need to be vigilant. The administration of the schools have to be vigilant as to what is being sold inside the school and outside of the school, so that all of us come together and safeguard the good health and the moral well-being, not only of our kids, but also of our adults. We need to understand that kids are on their developing processes, right? And once they are exposed to these substances, the risk that these kids have of becoming addicts later on in the future is very concerning as well, right? So the National Drug Abuse Control Council teamed up with Central Region and the Ministry of Health to ensure that we are able to provide the services that we provide not only to the school that has been affected, but also to every single school in this country.
Fortunately, none of the affected children suffered major injuries. And Barrow said it is because of incidents like what happened with the tainted snacks reaching the public and worse, school children, why he feels that the Minister of Home Affairs and the Commissioner of Police need to either resign or be removed from those positions. In fact, Barrow went as far as criticizing the Prime Minister for keeping the two officials in their respective positions.
It's time for the Compol to retire. I know he wants to be a politician, from what I understand. It's time for him to go. It is clear his lethargic performance, his making an excuse. I know he has a picture with the Prime Minister on his WhatsApp. And obviously the Prime Minister is having a terrible impact on him because he has now become disconnected, right? I had great confidence in the Compol. And let me say this, I don't want to be unkind. I think the Compol has done all that he could do. He has done his best. He has made his impact, made his contribution. It is time for him to step aside and allow someone else to take up the responsibility. It is not a sign of ultimate failure to know when you've reached your capacity and to say, you know what, let's give fresh eyes, let's give a fresh mind the ability to look at this problem that transcends political governments. I'm glad that the country sees it, because when the UDP was in government, the PUP made crime a UDP problem. It is not. It is everyone's problem, and solving such a difficult problem is extremely, extremely draining. It is extremely depleting, and I believe that the Compol has been depleted, and I believe that the minister is not the right person to lead that ministry. He was the chief ambulance chaser when he was in opposition, and he has just not shown up. He has not been able to deliver, and again, failing is a part of life. It doesn't make him the worst person in the world, the minister. But what is terrible is that we have a prime minister that refuses to accept the failure in the police ministry. Briceño needs to do not what is right for himself and his political future, which is hanging by the threads if you knew internal PUP politics, but he needs to do what is right for the public and move Karim Musa immediately and find a new commissioner of police.
The crime wave, at least in the Belize district, has taken off again, with 3 murders in 2 days, 2 of them occurring only 7 hours apart on Thursday. The latest killing occurred on the south side of Belize City on Thursday night, just before 8 on Antelope Street, not far from its junction with Central American Boulevard. The incident has the family of Sylvian Swift reeling in disbelief. Swift left home telling his family that he was going to visit his friends up the street, as he normally does after work. But when they heard gunshots coming from the same direction a couple hours later and went outside to check what had happened, they were left in shock to see their loved one on the street. News 5's Marion Ali reports.
30-year-old Sylvian Swift, also known as Biggs, was gunned down shortly before 8 on Thursday night on Antelope Street, just 3 houses from where he lived with his parents and siblings. The incident occurred on the street in front of a yard where Swift frequented when he came home from work. On Thursday evening, Swift arrived home around 5:30 after taking the city bus from his job at a restaurant in Kings Park. But as soon as he reached home, he told his family he was going to hail his friends up the street. That was the last time they saw him alive. He had gone to the same yard where he went numerous times before, and reports are that he and his friends were listening to music. Then, just before 8, a volley of gunshots rang out from the direction that Swift had gone earlier, and when his family looked outside, his body lay on the side of the street in front of the yard where he was. It is not certain if the gunman approached the group or was one of the same group, but reports are that police officers who were in a mobile patrol in the area arrived in time to get a glimpse of the gunman and fired shots at him. Nobody was willing to go on camera when we went to the scene, but from what we learned, Swift was a jovial person who didn't look for trouble. His family doesn't know of any problems between him and anyone. Swift was the only son in the family and had one daughter who will turn 7 next month. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
A fugitive wanted by the Belize Police Department was caught by authorities in Guatemala this morning. 21-year-old Sergio Pineda was arrested by Guatemalan police following an armed attack in Rio Dulce, Livingston, during which a person died. Guatemalan police retrieved 2 firearms and a motorcycle from the scene. Pineda had escaped from police custody in Benque Viejo del Carmen earlier this month. Pineda was with 25-year-old Pierce Castillo in a holding area near the magistrate court when they managed to escape. Police Commissioner Chester Williams described the escape as sad, saying that Pineda was wanted for several cross-border incidents. Back in June, the men were handed over to Belizean authorities by Guatemalan officials for 2 murders. They stand accused of the fatal shooting of Gonzalo Rosado in March in San Jose Socots village and the fatal shooting of Wayne Cadle in May in Benque Viejo del Carmen. An investigation into possible police negligence in the duo's escape is underway. The government's decision to cancel the Brad's Gaming Group Limited Bolido contract has taken center stage as people who have patronized the game for the past decades will have to temporarily suspend their nightly and Sunday lottery gambling hobby. The BGGL license will be officially revoked on May 2nd, which means that the Sunday lottery on April 30th will be the last held under the current Brad's contract. At the heart of the matter is a significant revenue earner for the country in taxes. But today, the leader of the opposition, Moses Shine Barrow, told the media that he is concerned about what the cancellation of the contract signals to investors and to the business community.
Brad's Bolido has invested millions and millions of dollars into what we have as the Brad's Bolido entity over very many years, and they have a binding legitimate contract agreement. And regardless of this is not personal opinions, this is not about who owns Brad's. Just as a leader of this country, we as leaders have to do what is ethical, we have to do what is legal. And so I am very concerned that the Briceño administration is headed down a path of litigation that will see the Belizean people pay obscene amounts of money because they have violated a legal contract, which is something that they criticize the Barrow administration for doing, and they're doing the same thing. But aside from litigation, the message it sends, it really depletes investor confidence to think that as an investor, you will invest millions of dollars in Belize, and then when the government changes, they will cancel an agreement that is in place.
Bolido and Sunday Lottery are an integral part of Belizean culture. There are Facebook pages dedicated to rake interpretations, a book written on picking the winning number, and many superstitions passed on generation and generation about which number will play. So the decision to suspend the lottery is being met with mixed reviews. And today, News 5's Dwayne Moody hit the streets of downtown Belize City to get a pulse from residents.
How you mean Bolido if not Bolido? The Bolido? Listen, I know every time Brad's get mines, you know. But you do have the inspiring dreams where your loved ones come to you. And they don't come to you so here where they go on. When that loved one come and say, buy that double heart, you better buy that double heart because you go. Don't make we fool yourself the way. We know some of we strive for Bolido for a living. It's a bad habit, I know they say no, but that's what we know for we ban. So here we go on. When this Sunday lottery, April 30th, GOB better ready. Well, more than a holiday, Tuesday, I want me Bolido. Listen, then King Tut book, all the edges eat out. You can't even get King Tut book like before. Well, everything digitized, so now maybe you could get it digitally. Point is, you grow up from your great granny, your granny, and then now move down. It's a historical thing where you can't take out. How you push something for me then take it away? They're like you give me pacifier, then you take away my pacifier. I want my chum where wrong with you?
No Bolido, sir. You know.
Tell me why.
You know, why waste my money for a chance? You know, when I could go spend that for something else. You know, buy the groceries, yeah. Right?
Cool.
You get me?
Yeah. So you're not affected by the suspension of the Bolido?
Nah, I didn't even know. Tell me just now.
Miss King, you don't Bolido, you buy Bolido, you participate in it?
Yeah, sometimes all the time though.
Right now that it's suspended, beginning May. How you feel about that?
You know, I feel bad, but you know, it don't really matter because I got used to my money. My bills they come first.
Wow. Let's get your name. Tell me when you're ready, Judge. Make we get your name.
Rose Gibson.
Miss Gibson, you don't Bolido vendor for real?
Yes, every day I buy, so I get $9, so I $10.
So they decided to suspend Bolido beginning May.
Suspend or then a whole long pan it leave it?
Suspend.
So you're not get it no more again?
Nobody is authorized to sell Bolido as of May 1st.
I know that, but they now want to get back one next contract.
Well, until then, there won't be any Bolido. We don't know when that is going to be.
Then my age not play yet. I wonder if you'll play tonight. You know, but what I'm saying is that, you know, get things together and get back with Lee Bolido, man.
So, you buy religiously?
Of course, Monday to Sunday. Well, you know, buy Saturday, because Saturday no play.
Does Bolido pay off for you?
Of course it does. Sometimes you win 2 times for the week. You know, and it help you and leeway until you get that certain money, like a pensioner. So pension don't go 15th to ending. It come whenever Social Security give you that day. So the Lee Bolido every now and then chip in, do you good, it help you.
Coming up, Lou speaks about corrupt police members. Find out the details when we come back.
Hello friends, I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "For the invisible things of Him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even His eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. No man will stand before God and plead ignorance for not knowing God." The Bible says that God has revealed Himself to us through our conscience, through Christ, and through His creation. Abraham Lincoln once said, "I can see how it might be possible for a man to look down upon the earth and be an atheist, but I cannot conceive how he could look up into the heavens and say there is no God." The visible things of this world reveal the invisible God. Who can watch a butterfly emerge from a caterpillar, or observe the navigational abilities of birds to cross the world with such accuracy, or consider the heart that weighs less than a half of a pound but pumps 1,800 gallons of blood a day to keep you alive, and not shout a holy amen to the words of the psalmist who said, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament show His handiwork." Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
John and Kate, I check your results. You cannot have children. I'm sorry.
Department of Human Services, how may I help you?
Yes, my husband and I wanted to know more about the Heart of Gold adoption program.
Yes, of course. I'm glad you called. Well, let me tell you more about a Heart of Gold program.
Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
Contact the Department of Human Services and find out how you can become a foster or adoptive parent and be that heart of gold.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? On Friday, April 28th, it's the only BEBL rivalry that truly matters. It's City versus City. Resorts and All Capital Sports Management presents Friday Night Lights. This is our city when your Belize City Defenders, who haven't lost to their arch rivals, the Hurricanes, since 2018, look to continue their domination. the Talladega Tornado, and the newly minted member of the 1000 Points Club, Nigel Jones, along with JT Branch, Lorenzo Dillard, Michael Zul, Farron Loriano, and the rest of the defenders have recovered from their mid-season slip-ups and have reasserted themselves as a force to be reckoned with. The halftime show features the 1-2-3 Vegetable Oil Challenge for $3,000 and a special session from the Caribbean Palace, DJ Puffy, as he primes us up for the official after party at Shisha 8 Lounge. Defenders versus Hurricanes, and sponsored by Moy Oil Resorts, 123 Vegetable Oil, Honorable Anthony Mahler, Channel 5, Print Inc., The Tavern, Belize City Council, Body 2000, Premier Charters and Tours, Nocturnal, Madisco, Shisha 8 Lounge, Full Memory Photography, Smiling Meats, and Mars Rentals.
We go 0 to 100 real quick.
Nestled away in the quaint Belize River Valley, Black Orchid's Panda River Restaurant offers a variety of great dining areas and experiences with an excellent variety of local and international cuisine, with healthy meal options for vegans and those with health concerns. Your delectable dining can be topped off with our excellent desserts, natural fruit juices, and exquisite wine and drink options. All prepared by our certified chef and award-winning mixologist. Come to Panda River Restaurant and River Rum Bar to relax in the pool or use our excellent conference facilities combined with great dining.
A diamond in the jungle.
My Social Security is your secure online account to manage all your Social Security information. My Social Security launched in March 2021 with registration service to apply online for new or replacement Social Security cards. Upgrades to My Social Security continues with a new look, enhanced customer experience, and its newest feature, Sickness Benefit Online application. With My Social Security, you can create your account, log in, and take control of your Social Security information. This includes applying for a new or replacement Social Security card for yourself, child, or dependent. Make appointments online and submit your complete sickness benefit claim package. Our customer care team is here to provide you, our valued customers, with real-time support. Connect with one of our customer care agents through direct messages on WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, or live chat, or follow our YouTube channel for more information. Social Security at your fingertips. My Social Security.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marion Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, Call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tip line at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
A man died late this evening following a shooting incident in the Kings Park area of Belize City. The victim has been identified as 30-year-old Charles Canton. Canton was found inside a silver Ford Escape motionless with a gunshot wound to the chest. Preliminary reports suggest that Canton accidentally shot himself. Investigators recovered the firearm. We'll have more on this in our Tuesday's newscast. Earlier in the news, we heard from the leader of the opposition, Moses Shine Barrow, share his views on the Minister of Home Affairs and the Commissioner of Police in their respective posts and on the government ending the Bolido contract with Brads. This afternoon, Barrow hosted a press briefing where he spoke on several other issues, including the developments within his own party. Of course, the biggest recent update is that Barrow has welcomed the return of the former leader of the opposition, Patrick Faber, to the UDP fold. Earlier this week, the previous UDP standard bearer for the Collet division, Ian Jones, resigned from that position, effectively making way for Faber to make his re-entry as standard bearer in that division.
It has been a commitment of mine to resolve that matter to everyone's satisfaction. I have been working behind the scenes since last year. Since becoming party leader, it is a work in progress. It was a work in progress that has led us to this point where all parties involved felt comfortable enough, in particular Mr. Jones, felt comfortable enough that we were at a turning point that would see us move forward together, united, focused on all of the national urgent matters and having a democratic process internally where people can express their dissenting views and differing perspectives, but protecting the integrity and reputation of the institution by always prioritizing public interest over whatever personal matters may arise from having differing viewpoints internally.
Shifting the focus back to the national security of the country, this afternoon the opposition leader complained of the numerous instances of law enforcement involved in, quote, nefarious activities, unquote. Shine says that the level of wrongdoing happening begs for improvement.
Many of our, I won't say many, but too many or too much, because even one is too much, of our law enforcement are involved in nefarious activities. And for the last 2.5 years, Minister Musa and Compol Williams have not been able to reverse. It has gotten worse, in my humble opinion.
And while the police department reports that major crimes have been on the decline since 2020, Barrow says this does not absolve the current government of how bad things currently are. He says that for him to be convinced that crime is truly on the decline, the percentage rate would have to dip significantly lower. Only then, he says, would the numbers be in congruence with what the government promised when they campaigned to lower the crime rate.
So if you're arguing that you had 110 murders under the UDP and now you only have 100 murders under the UDP, that was not the promise. Sorry, under the PUP. That was not the promise. The promise is that they had the solution for murders. They had the solution for violent crime, which would see, when you see an 80% reduction, that is when you say the country has gotten better. But we can't feel the difference between 10 murders. All we see is what is happening in a 12-hour period. All we see is officers getting gunned down, Officer Arzu down there in Dangriga.
The National Agriculture and Trade Show, NATS, officially opened today. The show themed Innovations in Technology, Driving a Climate Resilient and Competitive Agriculture and Food Sector, will take place over the next 3 days at the showgrounds in Belmopan. This year's theme emphasizes the importance of using innovative technologies in agriculture to improve its competitiveness, sustainability, and resilience to climate change. The theme also recognizes that agriculture is a crucial sector that not only provides food for the population, but also contributes significantly to the economy. This evening, Agriculture Minister Jose Mai told News 5 that he expects this year's agric to be successful.
I expect to be better than last. I think that farmers right now are very pleased with the economy. They are selling their products. So I believe that it's going to be better this year than last year. I think that the cattle expo, the variety of vegetables grown in the country, the variety of tropical fruits, I just think that is, I think, some of the big things. But the socializing and meeting agriculture friends and colleagues and speaking about this experiment and that experiment and this variety, so the discussion that people are engaged with at the show is I think what I think triggers people to be around and to be discussing. I think that is just the mood. This year's theme is focusing on resilient agriculture, sustainable development. The things we do in agriculture to make it resilient and to make it sustainable. Climate change is real, so our actions, our strategy has to change.
After the break, Belize Airlift Development Conference, connecting Belize to the world.
It seems like every other day, we hear of a family member or friend being diagnosed with a serious illness such as cancer, heart attack, kidney failure, or stroke. When these illnesses strike, you want to focus on recovery and your overall well-being. At RFNG Life Insurance, we offer critical illness insurance to help with medical expenses when diagnosed with such critical illnesses, providing security to access quality healthcare facilities and to ease the worry about finances. In case you are diagnosed with a life-threatening illness that is covered by the policy, critical illness insurance pays you a lump sum amount to help you obtain access to quality treatment and medication. Having critical illness insurance provides the financial support that will bring you and your family the security and peace of mind necessary to manage these illnesses. The possibility of being diagnosed can be worrying, but by having a critical illness plan, you could have funds to assist with expenses such as medications, hospital deductibles, childcare, household expenses, and so much more. The right time to plan for the unexpected is when you're healthy. For more information, visit our office today to speak with one of our experienced agents about critical illness insurance. Your health and wellness is what matters most. Take care of it.
Explore the great outdoors with Benny's quality and savings.
Smart has the hottest agric deals. The first 50 customers to purchase a device on Saturday and Sunday get a free Logic phone. the deals get even hotter. Swap your active SIM from the other guys when you sign up for a postpaid plan and get 50% off the first 3 months bill plus a free Logic phone. Or pay only $50 for a Nokia C30 or $25 for a Samsung A04e. Prepaid customers can SIM swap and get a free SIM with free data, free minutes, and free SMS for 3 whole months. Simply swap your active SIM, upload $50 credit to your new SIM, and get a free Logic phone, or pay only $150 for a Nokia C30 or $100 for a Samsung A04e with no strings attached. The deals don't stop there. Enjoy huge discounts on several devices, smart broadband, double up countrywide on Saturday, and triple up only at the booth on Sunday. Spin the wheel and win! Free devices, credit, data, and other prizes. Visit the Smart Booth and power your dollar at Agric Showgrounds.
Today at the Biltmore Plaza in Belize City, the Ministry of Tourism and the Belize Tourism Board hosted the first ever Belize Airlift Development Conference. The one-day conference was held under the theme Connecting Belize to the World. The aim is to increase and improve the air traffic to the Jewel. And so the conference brought together stakeholders from across the sector to share the plans for the industry and the roles that they ultimately will play. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
60% of people worldwide travel by air. In Belize, 80% of tourists enter the country via the Philip Goulson International Airport. The growth in airlift means further development of the tourism industry and also translates into economic growth and social protection for all. This has been the goal and the brainchild of Tourism Minister Anthony Malla and his team.
Airlift into a destination like Belize is the lifeblood of the industry. A lot of spin-offs come from that. And so if you increase your capacity into a destination like Belize, then the supply chain has to respond. And so my focus and the focus of our Airline Development Committee has been on increasing airlift capacity into the country.
But it is not without its challenges. As a country, there must be the requisite accommodations to meet the demand that will be created by an increase in airlift, and more importantly, increasing the capacity of the PGIA itself.
Akin to what we've done, we've also put a lot of energy into attracting developers to Belize, to show them the uniqueness of our nation and to show them the uniqueness of our people. And so we believe that within the coming years that we will see some major investments in the hotel sector. If you look at what is happening, hopefully the Four Seasons out on Key Chapel will be kicked off, and then there are some other investments. I have spoken to some developers over the last few weeks who are seriously contemplating putting properties in Belize City, Belmopan, the Placentia area, and Ambergiski and Kikaker. As you will see later on today, Mr. Enrique Hoare from the airport will be doing a presentation on the growth path for them and the expansion and modernization of the airport. I've been advised that they're going to spend somewhere around 250 million Belize over the next few years in expanding the airport.
Tourism Director Evan Tillett says that airlines are still recovering from the pandemic.
One of the major hurdles right now is that the airlines are still jostling for position to get back to where they were 2019. They're still building out back their networks to get there. You have pilot issues, equipment issues, logistic issues. All those things are some of the challenges that makes it difficult for us to get new connectivity to Belize. But it's a job that we are focused on, and we will invest a lot of time and resources to ensure that it gets done.
But stakeholders are optimistic about the growth of Belize over the next few years. The team has had over 150 meetings with close to 40 airlines all over the world, including Europe, Canada, United States, and the Central American region. So how soon will we see new airlifts to Belize?
It is a process, and you must invest time, resources into that process. It's about a business case. It's about going to the meetings, the conference room, doing all the legwork. The private sector in the destination has a role to play, and so it is not. It is like what I said. It's like courting. You may be able to get it accomplished in a day, or you might get it accomplished 10, 15 years down the road. But you must be committed to that process. And at the BTB, through the Airline Development Committee, we are committed to that process.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
Around this time, 3 years ago, Belize had been locked off from the world. It was one of many protective measures taken to protect Belizeans from the rapid spread of the COVID-19 virus. All tourism-related activities came to a screeching halt, and there were no visitors coming into the country. But as restrictions were eased, the influx of international tourists resumed, and the industry resurged. While tourism figures are on an upward, the number of overnight visitors is still not where it was pre-pandemic. While with the Director of Tourism, Evan Tillett, the media asked about the projection for 2023.
The data is showing that there is growth over 2022. In the first quarter, I think that we are growing and the numbers are good. My team will put out the numbers shortly for the first quarter, but it is optimistic. I think the road ahead will have some challenges, but I think that we must address those as they come. We expect that by the end of 2023, we will be somewhere around between 90 and 91% of where we were 2019 and fully recovered and on a growth path for 2024.
And while overnight tourist arrivals are looking optimistic, the official slow season for the industry is setting in. One of the Belize Tourism Board's efforts to boost tourism in the slow season is the Belize International Music and Food Festival. The first event of its kind was held in San Pedro in 2022. The event returns this year, and in its second edition, the festival is coming to the Marion Jones Sporting Complex in Belize City. The official lineup of international artists have been announced, and the show is slated for July 29th and 30th. Following last year's concerns, what will be the involvement of Belizean artists on stage? Well, a few weeks ago, a pre-festival tour was launched as the Belize Tourism Board, where they are looking for the best of the best to make the cut for the festival. Today, BTB's Director of Industry Development, Josue Carballo, gave an update, promising that this year's event will be spectacular.
We're getting Rotimi, Afrobeats, very popular for some of the presentations he did in Power. And then no other than Spice, Spice with Rough Cut Band, one of the best bands out of Jamaica, and the legendary Morgan Heritage. And that is just night one. So night one is going to be really, really packed with a lot of activities. Day two, we're going to be having a host of 5 different soca artists, soca singers, including Skinny Fabulous, Lyrical, Adamu, Jadel, Irfan Alves, and we're closing off with big name, a big performer, a big entertainer, Busy Signal. So and that is just the international component of it. And I must mention that we're going to be getting the best performances from every district. Right now we have started already our pre-festival jam tour, and we have already selected, out of the 7 different stops, we already selected 3 of the performers, winners of these little festivals, and we're going to be doing the next one on May 13th in San Ignacio. We decided this year, that we're going to make it very open. We want to find the best talent, not only the names we usually know, which we'll have a lot of them performing, but we also wanted to go out to the districts, and we have had open competitions where everyone can sign up, and based on that, then we're picking basically best performance judge-wise, and we'll also have a category called Popular Demand, where people will be able also to vote text in and support their favorite artists. And this will be huge because the food festival starts from like 11 in the morning. It's going to start both Saturday and Sunday from 11 until 3. We're going to have live performances during the food festival, and then we're going to switch right into the concert from 6 until all the performances finish.
While the festival provides a platform for Belizean artists to network with international performers, it is also a tool to attract international tourists to the country in a hope to boost arrivals in the slow season.
The initial one was just to highlight that we have talent here in Belize, and coupled with talent from all over the world that we want to attract as we develop this. If you look at the St. Lucia Jazz Fest, it took them maybe 10, 15 years for it to be developed where it is today. Also with that, we have invested in the music studios. And so we believe that music, culture, all these things can play an important role in putting Belize out there to the world. And so we have invested in these areas. We continue to do so, and we will continue to do so as for years to come, as long as we're in the driver's seat.
Records show that last year there wasn't that big dip in the low season. No? We have started to gain traction, and these first 3 months we have had record-breaking months, and so we continue to work with our international agencies now, and we're having more time now ahead to be promoting this festival. That has begun, and I said it's something that is going to be catching up, and once we're consistent doing it annually, it is just going to get bigger, and it will be more renowned nationally, regionally, and internationally.
Last year, the festival attracted as many as 8,000 concert goers over the 2 days of activities. This year, the projection is that number will be higher. When we return, Santa Familia Village gets potable water.
Visit the BWS website to find out your new account number and update your account information, and you get entered into our Mother's Day raffle for a chance to win $1,000. To enter the raffle, visit the BWS website, and on the homepage, click the new account number tab, enter your meter number, email address, and a contact number. Click submit, and that's it. Raffle draws on May 10, 2023. To qualify, all accounts must be up to date with payments. Update your account information for a chance to win with BWS Mother's Day raffle.
Belize Water Services, delivering water and more.
With eCash, bill payment is extremely convenient, and all utility companies accept eCash payments. What's even better? You get to split bills with your roommates, siblings, or whoever you desire. Simply open your eCash app, go to Bill Pay, tap the respective utility company, enter the information, and pay the bill. Then tap the transaction made. Tap Split the bill. Select Evenly. Send the request to who you are splitting the bill with, and get notified when they pay. Talk about making life easy and avoiding confusion. You can split the bill for restaurants, grocery stores, and for any eCash payment you make. To find your next yummy meal, hair treatment, or chill spot, simply open the app and utilize the geolocation service to see nearby businesses that accept eCash. Geolocation and bill payment make life a whole lot easier.
Has the hottest agric deals. The first 50 customers to purchase a device on Saturday and Sunday get a free Logic phone. The deals get even hotter. Swap your active SIM from the other guys when you sign up for a postpaid plan and get 50% off the first 3 months bill, plus a free Logic phone. Or pay only $50 for a Nokia C30 or $25 for a Samsung A04e. Prepaid customers can SIM swap and get a free SIM with free data, free minutes, and free SMS for 3 whole months. Simply swap your active SIM, upload $50 credit to your new SIM, and get a free Logic phone, or pay only $150 for a Nokia C30 or $100 for a Samsung A04e with no strings attached. The deals don't stop there. Enjoy huge discounts on several devices, smart broadband, double up countrywide on Saturday, and triple up only at the booth on Sunday. Spin the wheel and win! Free devices, credit, data, and other prizes. Visit the Smart Booth and power your dollar at Agric Showgrounds.
Yesterday marked the annual Girls in ICT Day, a global initiative to encourage young girls and women to consider careers in information and communication technology. Celebrated on the fourth Thursday in April every year, this year's Girls in ICT Day comes at a time when the tech industry is still struggling with gender diversity. Organizations worldwide are hosting events and workshops to celebrate the day, providing mentorship, career advice, and technology education to girls and women interested in pursuing careers in tech. In Belize, a day of coding was held. News 5's Hippolito Novello reports.
Every year on the fourth Thursday of April, International Girls in ICT Day is celebrated.
It may be the first time that you're ever really hearing about this, but I can promise you it won't be the last.
And that's because the Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology is encouraging girls to be interested in information and communications technology. Girls in ICT Day highlights the importance of gender diversity in the tech industry and encourages girls to pursue education and career opportunities in the field.
Our girls are becoming better educated. More and more, girls are becoming more educated than boys. But it's interesting to note that even though they are more educated, the girls, the women, are still more likely to be unemployed today in this country.
This underscores this year's theme, Digital Skills for Life. The tech industry is facing a significant gender gap, with women significantly underrepresented in technical roles. To combat this disparity, organizations around the world are taking action to promote the importance of gender diversity in tech.
This government has been putting special focus on programs that will support women in employment, especially helping them with their own small business.
With organizations globally working to promote gender diversity in the industry and more girls gaining access to technology education, the future of tech looks more inclusive and diverse than ever before. Organizations are also offering coding and robotics classes specifically targeted at girls, helping to spark interest in STEM fields from a young age.
Collaboration between the public and private sector is important in order to focus on connectivity and inclusion, which will lead to the transformation into the digital future. The PUC aims to assist in activities like this one, a day of coding, that will empower the young girls of Belize to develop digital skills and pursue careers enabled by technology.
As we gather here today, let us remember the importance of gender diversity in technology. It is essential that we empower women to participate fully in the digital world and contribute to the development of our society.
As we join with people across the world to encourage and to celebrate girls in ICT, we want you to think, really think, about what like a girl means.
Reporting for News 5, Hippolito Novello.
The residents of Santa Familia Village in the Cayo district have reason to celebrate today as they inaugurated a brand new water system that will provide clean water to the entire community. The project was made possible through funding from the European Union's Climate Change Resilience Program in Western Belize. Working in partnership with the International Organization for Migration, the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Climate Change and Disaster Risk Management successfully implemented the project, which also included the installation of 2 culverts and the completion of 1 mile of drainage in Los Tambos. Hipólito Novello reports.
Residents in Santa Familia village in Cayo now have access to clean, portable water thanks to funding provided by the European Union's Climate Change Resilience Program. Chairlady Joy Stone says that the water pump system is expected to benefit hundreds of families, especially those that have been displaced and migrated to communities along western Belize.
We recognize that water is an essential resource for life, and every year around the world, thousands of people are displaced due to water scarcity, among other calamities.
The Santa Familia's new water system is part of a larger project.
Building climate change resilience and social integration of displaced people in settlements of western Belize, aimed at supporting displaced persons in migrant settlements to become productive members of their host communities and to participate in furthering their common resilience, socio-economic growth, and sustainable development, thereby preventing the need for further displacement.
Every year, tens of thousands of persons make their way from their home country in Central America in search of the American dream, a grueling trip that takes them through several other countries, including Belize. While many use Belize as a transit point, about 40 to 60,000 have decided to stay.
The development of a migration development policy to engage relevant ministries of government in the implementation of programs dealing with migrants and the diaspora is in the near future.
We have always been concerned about the quality of water that our people are consuming. And certainly for us as the Ministry of Rural Transformation, with the responsibility for water in our rural spaces, we were concerned about the quality of the water. But today, I am happy to say that we join you in celebrating this wonderful accomplishment.
Representative for the International Organization for Migration, IOM, Samuel Novello, says that the ultimate goal is to support the residents to continue being productive and resilient.
Our joint project with the government of Belize, through this project, Building Climate Change Resilience and Social Integration of Displaced People in Settlements of Western Belize, has yielded a very important accomplishment.
Reporting for News 5, Hipólito Novello.
Up next on this week's Bright Side, Lupus teenager fights for a kidney.
Many of us dream endlessly about our futures. A beautiful husband or wife, a couple of perfect kids, and a good job with good pay. Often, we dream the dream, but when it comes time, we aren't prepared to do the hard work. Join us for our new series, Bride and Gloom, as we unpack the highs and woes of dating and marriage. Get ready to put your relationship first and make your dream a reality.
Smart has the hottest agric deals. The first 50 customers to purchase a device on Saturday and Sunday get a free Logic phone. The deals get even hotter. Swap your active SIM from the other guys when you sign up for a postpaid plan and get 50% off the first 3 months bill plus a free Logic phone. Or pay only $50 for a Nokia C30 or $25 for a Samsung A04e. Prepaid customers can SIM swap and get a free SIM with free data, free minutes, and free SMS for 3 whole months. Simply swap your active SIM, upload $50 credit to your new SIM, and get a free Logic phone, or pay only $150 for a Nokia C30 or $100 for a Samsung A04e with no strings attached. The deals don't stop there. Enjoy huge discounts on several devices, smart broadband, double up countrywide on Saturday, and triple up only at the booth on Sunday. Spin the wheel and win! Free devices, credit, data, and other prizes. Visit the Smart Booth and power your dollar at Agric Showgrounds.
After a rough week of school, Jake and his friends decide to treat themselves to frozen coffee. And since they don't have cash on them, they decide to use eCash. With eCash's geolocation feature, Jake can easily find the nearest coffee spot. With eCash's built-in option to split bills, Jake can pay the bill and his friends can reimburse their portion of the bill. Jake scans the merchant's code and confirms payment. Jake then views his transaction history and taps on the transaction recently made, then taps the split the bill button where he selects the evenly option to evenly split the bill. The application splits the bill automatically. His friends receive and accept the request. Geolocation and splitting the bill via eCash makes Jake enjoy his digital lifestyle.
Do you have information about a crime or a fugitive in our community? You can submit a tip anonymously with your smartphone. Using this program in safeguarding our community also protects your identity, keeping you out of the court system, and could earn you a cash reward. Here is how it works. Download the free P3 Tips app from the Apple Store or Android Market. P3 is the provider of our secure anonymous tip collecting software. Open the app and create a PIN, but be sure to remember that number, then select your location. Next, select the type of crime. When submitting a tip, be as specific as possible. If you have a picture, video, or audio that will help officers, you can upload them from your phone. Information leading to an arrest can earn you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Once your tip is submitted, you'll be given a tip ID and password. Check back if your tip leads to an arrest. You'll be told how much you were rewarded and how to anonymously collect your cash.
Her story made waves across social media when the public learned of a 14-year-old student battling an incurable disease that has compromised her kidneys. Vicky Samos only discovered her condition 2 months ago, and it quickly affected her quality of life as well as the lives of her loved ones. Now, an appeal is being made as her father has stepped up to do what is humanly possible to help his daughter. Sabrina Daly tells us more in this week's Look on the Bright Side.
On the Bright Side is brought to you by Uno, a brand committed with the future.
I enjoyed playing basketball even if I wasn't good at it. I used to like hanging out with my friends at school. I enjoyed being on campus. I also wanted to join the basketball team at SCA.
Only 2 months ago, these were the only concerns of 14-year-old Vicky Samos. The second-form student of St. Catherine Academy enjoys learning about science and aspires to be a pediatrician.
I like science because when I grow up, I want to be a pediatrician. So basically, doctor includes science in it, so I have to study science.
Why do you want to be a pediatrician?
Because I love children.
But in February, the worries of a young teenager turned into a concern of health. Samos's body quickly began showing signs of ailment, and her diagnosis would prove even grimmer.
She had nausea. She was getting very tired, so we decided to take her to the clinic. And when she arrived at the clinic, they did her lab tests and everything. In the evening, the doctor called her mom and told her that
have to take her for emergency.
We need to take her to the emergency center. They told us that she had kidney failure, but they needed to find out what was causing the kidney failure. And that's when they did more blood tests. It was sent to Guatemala. And that's when we discovered it was lupus.
3 days out of the week, Samos does dialysis treatment here at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital. She's the youngest patient that undergoes this 3-hour process that relieves the kidney of stress to simply function.
I started dialysis on the beginning of February, as soon as the doctors knew that my kidney was failing. And it's kind of hard because at first I wasn't used to dialysis, but now my body got used to it. At first I had really bad effects, like I vomited, and then I even got to the point that I started to get like panic attacks. And then right now, when I finish dialysis, I just get a bit dizzy and really hungry.
The kidney functions to remove waste and fluids from the body. Failure to do so leads to the dependence on a dialyzer. Dialysis removes toxins from the blood to aid the dysfunctional organ. Without this process, the reality is terminal. But the alternative is transplanting a fully functional organ, one that Samos's father has volunteered to provide.
Well, when I get the kidney transplant, I won't be doing dialysis again. So that's why we are trying to get the kidney as soon as possible, and my father will be the donor, maybe if he's compatible with me.
It's my only child. I have so much love for her. You know, I'm willing to give up everything for her. So I have decided to, if I'm compatible when we run the test and everything, to provide her with a kidney so she can live a good life. Yes.
In the span of 4 weeks, the Samos family has made appeals to the public to garner funds for Vicky's kidney transplant. They were moved by the outpouring of support from the Kidney Association, the business community, and strangers who have donated to the cause.
We're doing a lot of stuff so we can get her some funds, you know.
And all of this is in an effort to raise funds for the transplant?
For the transplant, yes, and her medical treatment also. Because at the moment we have to buy a lot of medication which are very expensive.
Me siento muy orgullosa porque él es el papá y me da alegría saber que él está haciendo todo esto por ella y le pido a Dios que todo salga bien y que pueda ser posible que le dé el trasplante a ella.
I will be able to travel more often. Also, I would be able to go swimming, try out in the basketball team at SA, and go fishing with my dad.
You'll also be with your friends on campus?
Yes, and also be with my friends on campus.
Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly.
On the Bright Side was brought to you by Uno, a brand committed with the future.
From now on, when you visit Uno, you will experience an A+ power in all fuels. Dynamax has evolved into Dynamax Plus. The new formula with the ultimate technology and additives provides an A+ power and A+ performance. Dynamax Plus, available in diesel, regular and premium. Try it today and reach further. Uno, a different energy.
If you would like to donate to the Samos family, you can contact them via cell at 626-4851. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Annalena Polonia. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, have a happy and safe weekend. Good night.